Alright, folks, welcome back to another episode here of the Germany playthrough, where we're in the midst of a war against the Ottomans, and we're going to continue doing that because otherwise we're just waiting for our courage of the British Isles. So let's continue onwards. The Ottomans might try to besiege this province, which is an issue, so I'm just going to swing back over there, prevent them from doing that, so that I can take my demands here. Speaking of my demands, we're looking at something like this from this war, and we have broken his alliance with the Timurids. We've got some rebels spawning in Sweden, less than ideal, as they're going to siege back our occupations. I might walk all the way up there. Yep, truce with Greece is finished. Alright, so over here my navy was blocked, or my troops were blocked by navy rather. That's what I had anticipated. The Ottomans' enthusiasm is diminished. Ah, really? I'm just gonna salt this down so that I can go in here and defend in a more consolidated manner. Let's use a good general. Feels Batman. This kill war stack is a bit of a problem, so let's just use our western units on him. Use a good general while we've got one lingering around. Sorry, I just had to check my phone. I know one thing I would pride myself on, lads, is trying... I'm not the hugest phony guy in real life. Just fun fact about Budget Monk. Part of it might be my sort of generational kind of thing. I'm just a little bit older, and I was poor growing up. I'm still poor, quite frankly. So I didn't have a phone for a while. And I would try not to have the phone action here while I'm recording, or just doing stuff in general. But due to the style of my new job, it's going to be more and more difficult to have that be a thing. You guys will probably hear messages and stuff, and I will have, regardless of the circumstance, I'm probably going to have to check them. Just letting you guys know in advance. Alright, the Swedish war score is looking good now all of a sudden, so we can piece him out. And, what about Portugal? Looks like Spain's going down there to wreck Australia. Portugal's almost ready to peace out. But if we just peace out the Spanish, there's no desperate need to just wait. Peace out the Swedish, not Spanish. I'm sorry, guys. It's early in the morning. I actually, apparently you take a break from the game, you know, for a moment between recording sessions, and you don't even know geography anymore, mate. You just forget everything. Or maybe I just can't speak because I did it again there. Take a break from commentating for 5 seconds. Can't commentate no more. Oh, dang. Look at these counting houses. Build some of those. They should reduce the construction speed of manufacturers in the late game, in my opinion. If that's not already a thing. So I sent a stack out to this capital. How are you doing? He's definitely getting out there. To acquire me some more score when we piece that dude out. Alright. get some -2 unrest here. It's a good bonus. Holland and Crimea. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Just... Sweden should be done. Just get out of as many wars as possible here. Alright, that stuff we're going to hand off to Lapland now. I'm overextended, I get it, but the British is about to core up in a moment. His prestige is not an issue, which means our prestige is not an issue. Of course, a negative event procs. It's fine. Flame is thrown. How old is our current... Wait, where did we lose a battle? Oh no. Oh no! How old is our current ruler? 22? Alright. Just taking notes. Yes. We just PU'd the Crimea. Fantastic. Well, hopefully if he's not a painful moron like Kiev. Alright, we'll pay down Ragusa's war exhaustion. Fine. Speaking of Kiev, what do you get for abandoning a personal union? I don't think I've ever abandoned a personal union. Of all the things I've done here on this game, that is not one of them. So I'm wondering about, like, breaking a vassal. Do we need them to have liberty desire so that we don't lose prestige or something? I mean, stability. I don't know. But what I do know is we just PU'd Crimea, and he should have no issue becoming Empire government rank. So, in theory, if we feed him like crazy, including the Ottoman land, which I'm currently taking, we just fully accepted all of this culture here. But of course, there's an issue. I want to go to war with Russia now. There's the same issue, in fact, that we have with Brittany, where he needs also to have prestige, and in Brittany's case, he's just losing prestige 100% of the time. I don't know why. His prestige has literally just plummeted ever since I first took it into consideration and just checked on him there. I don't know why that would be the case. Now, this +1 relation is intriguing me from Diplo ideas, because if I take idea cost reduction, and take diplomatic ideas, then I can take that now, which is going to put me back to 1 over my relation slots as opposed to way over. Wow. We're so rich. 120k or something. That was 10k there. Don't even feel it. Constructing the canal. Oh, alright, we've got an additional diplomat. Who cares about that, right, guys? I don't know what to do with my diplomats as it is. Trying to make our 2 savage PUs happy, I suppose. Reputation. I think I'm going to be taking reputation here because my plan is to integrate Kiev. And that will improve the rate at which we do that. Frickin' stack over here is taking back his capital. Let's walk all the way out there. That's unacceptable. Well, how about that, guys? That's good news for this episode, isn't it? All our work has paid off there in the Crimea. We just need the same thing to happen in Savoy, or else we're going to have to do some ugly subject shenanigans. Oh my goodness, I don't have a general here. This is sketchy as. Okay. Nope. I've got to watch this unit. Walk out this way, I guess. So Yarkan we should have peace on him soon. Maybe if we take the capital, the fort out there, he will be done. And I'm looking forward to being at peace, so that we can manage some of this stuff. The coalition keeps growing, deciding, rip. I can't afford this, man. Maybe I should just cancel the canal. Just push it back. Just push it back. Just act like we're not doing it if that's what's required. Who cares? Yeah, the coalition is kind of teetering on being alive or not because they think we're actually vulnerable, which is quite surprising. Because we're not vulnerable at all, are we? Got to make sure to get that 210 ducats there, lads, from the Crimea. It's all about the 210. There we go. Oh, they didn't give me any war score. The war score for getting him out was the equivalent of the same from the occupations we had on his capital and his fort. That's not cool. Kilwa is medium. Has there been some interactivity down here? No, just the length of war and the engagements that we've made. Rip. Negative events are not cool. Oh, I thought the General with 2 siege was from that stack over there, but I think it was this one. Trying to unequip this general to take him into combat. Alright, so in the Ottomans' case, we need 86 war score to piece him out. Now, in fact, we can push further. We can push to 100% here. Which is what we're going to do, considering we've already committed so hard. Because I can hand this overextension off to the Crimea. I imagine this war will be finished first. We're just waiting on that occupation there. So let's actually fully commit to 100%ing the Ottomans. I have no problem doing that. And with that in mind, I'm going to slowly make sure to actually make these occupations. Alright, as far as the age bonus, artillery bonus versus fort, let's take that. Look at that, just bump up the siege progress, that's what we need. Let's just make sure that our relations with Kiev are up, considering I have the diplomats. Because I'm going to painfully, regrettably, begrudgingly, with our only gaining 11 per month, and the fact that I want to complete Diplo ideas, I'm going to integrate him. I think that's the solution. Integrate him into our country, and then we're going to release a Russian with the intention to not PU them, but just very methodically make sure that they accept each individual Russian culture. So we'll begin with the lowest dev one and feed them one at a time until he accepts them. Yeah, we're only one over our Diplo relations. And I still need to be vigilant. Our truce is up with Greece, so his guy's 26 years old. It's unlikely, but this is 51 years old. We could definitely PU Savoy, or have the opportunity to PU him at any moment in time. I definitely want to be attacking Russia now ASAP, which didn't seem like the hugest priority. Because it was just about feeding the Crimea, Kiev or whatever, and I felt demoralized in regards to feeding him after I realized the situation for what it was. But we have all the steppe now, which should be going to Crimea here shortly. Stay vigilant and look at the dynastic tab. That's how I saw the Crimea's disputable claim. Just keeping my eyes open. Alright, this occupation has happened. Woohoo! There it is, the Crimea. Plan successful. Now, we need relations with him badly. So let's do that. Ow, that's why I was checking the age of my ruler. So, Brittany... What is wrong with your prestige, Brittany? I don't know how to resolve this, guys. I really don't. The Brittany prestige is... I thought it wasn't an issue. He was over. It was high. But now it's just low 100% of the time. I don't know. Dude, by the way, the English stabilized themselves. We're such a stable country. It's insane. We're humanist and plutocratic. And then we got that event for the 2 unrest. The German ideas, 1 unrest. By the way, guys, let me just say that I hope one thing that I achieved here in this game, for real, I'm not kidding, is people enjoying the or showing or proving that the German ideas are not too bad. In my opinion, the biggest thing about the German ideas is they're so just distributed. They just have some military stuff, some economic stuff, some diplomacy stuff. But to anybody who's like really depressed about the German ideas, like I think they're really underrated. I think they're really, really underrated. I really mean that, because everybody likes the Brandenburg ideas because they're so powerful in terms of military. But I think I've proven that German ideas are not too bad. Because the infantry combat ability, in my opinion, is the best modifier in the game, basically. So although they don't have any morale, morale is not an issue typically if you're like in the late stages of the game in particular. I mean, pretty much in most stages of the game, guys, honestly, I feel like if you're relying on your morale to defeat your opponents, like something's wrong. Like, you don't need morale if you're more powerful than your opponent and you're just kicking their ass, right? So I much prefer to not prioritize morale. And then with that being said, you do have ways of accessing morale, like becoming a defender of the faith. So I basically have proven here in this game that your morale can be high just by having high prestige and stuff like that, your army tradition, and taking defender of the faith. It's high enough to do the job. In my opinion, morale overrated. Like, I know this is, I don't want to get into detail, but long story short, morale overrated. In my opinion, infantry combat ability of the Germans underrated. So if we look at the Brandenburg ideas, the 20% morale is not that hugely significant in my opinion, but the 20% infantry combat ability is. And with that in mind, yeah, Germany only has 10%, but they do have 10%. It's a big bonus still, and I think it's underappreciated because many nations have morale bonuses and they have discipline bonuses, but they don't have military compatibility bonuses or infantry compatibility bonuses. And I think it's pretty much the best freaking modifier. So it's half as good, but it's still good. And it synergizes really nicely with like the 20% that we took. Let's deal with this one first. Lower Swabia, -3 unrest. Well, that's easy. Money is also easy. Yeah, anyway, my point is we took the policy that people love to take as Germany, right? So in our case, we officially become more powerful in infantry compatibility than Brandenburg. So Brandenburg is forced to take that to keep up, if you see what I'm saying. Anyway, 30% is still amazing. And the reason, so people were like, flip to Prussia, flip to Prussian culture, just pay the price. I think you guys can see that the unrest is nice for us. The missionary strength is alright, it's whatever, but the relation slot, that's what actually made the difference here for this particular run. Germany has the relation slot, and we're in desperate need of that. In fact, in a way, it kind of makes a difference between this being doable or not. So... -8 unrest. Look at that beauty, mate. There's some good bonuses for taking this event. But who needs the tech cost reduction? We don't need that. So, get wrecked, Freemasons. We're straight monarchists up in here. That's what I say. You damn conspiring bastards. Mobilizing the peasantry for their own benefit? Yeah, cool story, bruh. We don't believe in slaughtering ourselves around here, these here parts, in so-called revolutionary wars. Alright, we're killing in the military points, so do I dare make one last ditch effort to try to have him accept the culture? We could dump like 500 points or more. We don't have anything to do with our military points right now. I mean, I would be so thrilled. It's such a hard choice, guys, because if he accepts it, it's like, GG, we win. Happy. If he doesn't, we're just increasing the cost of Diplo points. Urgh, it's such a hard choice. He should have the Diplo slots, right? He really should. I think he's Ruthenian because that's where Kiev is. So he's using 1, 2, 3. No, he's using 2. He's using 2. Now, does he have the... All he needs to do is... No, he does need to accept them manually, yeah. So he needs 3 slots. He should have 3. He should have 3. He should have a total of 5. right? Let's look at the tech here. Because you start with what? One base? The minimum I've ever seen is 2 culture slots, and then we can see 3 from tech. Yeah, he should have it. Oh man, we've got the reduced development cost, guys. The problem is it's going to start costing more than military points. Yeah. Frick. There's only so many that we can dev. Oh, I hate this. I freaking hate this. Well, we were very productive this episode, weren't we, guys, with the PU of the Crimea, so that's really, really satisfying. We stack wiped the dudes there, the Ottomans, that's satisfying. Let's get this fort, because we're trying to push on for the 100% here. Why not? War cabinet. I don't reduce my war exhaustion, but we need to complete Diplo ideas to get the bonuses. "52-year-old dude." I should do a little bit of relations with Greece, I suppose. Killing these peasants like they're no big deal, or the rebels rather. And we've basically taken every fort in the Ottoman territory, that's what it looks like, so... we're hoping with the length of war to get Kilwa out. Oh, we jacked his siege progress as well, sick. Okay, the Mamelukes need bailing out. He's probably in total dire circumstances. Nice. It's a nice economic bonus for 10 years. And I intend now to state this up. Dude. Sorry guys, jeez man, my throat was like so freaking whatever. You guys don't want to hear that. I couldn't even speak there for a second. I'm like, what is going on? I needed to clear my throat. Stupid coffee. It kept getting worse and worse, like with WTF. Alright, how much influence does this cost by, improves the influence, not too bad. Let's drop the burgers there in London, and, our influence in the English Channel should have gone up. Apparently not. That's strange. Either way, we can now accept English. There we go. English taken off of this list, and then next time we go into war against the British, we can call that stuff up very quickly. Or comparatively quickly. But one more culture down, lads. One more culture down. Otherwise, this 100% against the Ottomans seems to be taking for freaking ever. So Lublin came under control of the nobility. That's not good, because Lublin is one of my most highly dev production, that's the word I'm looking for, provinces. So if I can recall, the problem is I'll just forget about it, you know, but I'll try to remove that from the nobility eventually when I'm allowed to. Every time I look, the white peaceful killer seems to be further and further away. Peasants spawning on the Ottomans' lands. You know what's cool, guys? I just sort of found out little sort of trivia that I didn't really realize. If you go Revolutionary Flanders, their their flag is extremely Belgium-like, which is really cool. That looks cool. I'm looking forward to... I'm enjoying myself right now, guys, but I'm looking forward to ending this episode because for some reason, like, my throat is just so clogged up. It's insane. I don't know what is wrong with it. But, oh well. I can speak right now, and that's what counts. Kent... Oh, of course, we stated this stuff up, so let's improve. It's strange that there wasn't a counting house there in Kent. I don't know what the British think they're doing with all of their cash if they're not investing it. I mean, that's one way to be more and more powerful, right? You dang British, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? $73. We must be pretty close. That's been taken, which was not worth any war score, apparently. Yep, we are pretty close. We need Brittany to win battles, I guess, to get prestige, but I just don't know how to assist them to get prestige, guys. I really didn't think that the prestige would be one of the biggest concerns, one of the biggest deal breakers in achieving what I wish to achieve. Like, I thought Brittany would do okay on prestige eventually. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be the case. Alright, 66 war score, 76 war score. We're so close. Ticking war score is indeed ticking. Let's go fight the Spanish rebels, considering I have some dudes around here. Ready to go. This dude is so close to accepting peace. The whopping 100% war score cost demand. Ugh. There it is. Alright. No, truce time. That's fine, we don't need the cash, so... Here we go. Alright, before we end the episode. Fantastic. Boom. Big chunk of land there. And let's back off with everything. Go ahead and consolidate these guys up. Alright. Now we're way over extended. So let's sort the situation out. Circassia. Nice, guys. I'm so thrilled that we PU'd somebody. Somebody that we were in dire need of PUing. Oh, let's just quickly make sure that is Dagestani. Okay, I thought it was, but let's just double check. Because we need him to accept this. Culture. And then Dagestan itself. Right, so that's pretty much him done. Rather than emboldening him here by giving him the Georgian provinces, I wish to just leave him with that. Because I've got a theory that if the culture is larger proportional to the country, then they'll do it. I'm just going to begin integrating Kiev. I've kind of given up trying to have him accept the culture at this stage. So let's. I mean, it's good that we do have a diplomat for that reason. That we got a diplomat from Diplo Ideas. All right. Now all of this is going to the Crimea. All of it, right? Yes, indeed. This was a long time in the making, lads. Trying to set this up. Dang. Let's bask for a moment in the glory. This is so weird. Like, I've set such strange parameters for this game. It's so weird. It's so sort of counterproductive in so many ways, but I'm enjoying it. Even at this late stage, which is pretty cool. There we go. Now I'm really looking forward to smashing the Russians, but poor Crimea, he's going to struggle just a tad. Look at that. That looks much better, man. That looks much, much better. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, we're going to core it up, I guess. We're going to call this land up. Nope. Hold on. Lapland. We're still way overextended. Lapland's going to core up the Swedish provinces for us. Careful not to give him any Danish, which is ours. Now, I believe all of this is Swedish and Norwegian. Just checking though. Okay, so he might be overextended. That's alright. Alright, that's okay. So, where are we at now? Oh, there we go. We're good. Yeah, let's not bother coring this one up. So I think the best thing to do is just mass core everything and then we'll cancel that one. Can't do Sinop. Oh, the rebels are on it. Alright, let's cancel this one, which we'll give to Georgia. I'll also give the... I thought we took an Armenian province, but that's Turkish. That begins Armenian. Turks have been converting Armenia up. Alright, that's us, guys. Sweet. Wow. That was a long war. Nice. Now, our naval force limit, yep, should have dramatically jumped up due to the English provinces being big, but stating them up as well, which improves them. Do you see how vigilant I am? I caught that within, like, a day. Within a day. Come on, game. Come on, this is a nice note to end this episode. Just don't be mean to me now, we're good. Come on. Walking over to Savoy. We need 2 months. This prestige is good, we're good. 2.5% per month. Brutal. Brutal, man. We're going to be so hurting on Diplo points. Feels bad, man. We're now 2 over our relation slots. I don't know what to do about that. I do have a choice to do something like... no. No, I don't. We're hurting on Diplo points. I wonder when this will come through. In 6 years. Yes! Yes! We PU'd Savoy as well! Sick! Alright. Well, I'm not going to fight this out, guys. I'm going to take a break here. So, that is good news. That is good news for sure. But of course, I have concerns, which is prestige on these subjects. I don't know how to resolve that issue. I really don't. It seems like quite a lot of RNG, unfortunately. I don't know. Shoot. The prestige just decays. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, Brittany has yearly prestige here. I can see from his Britain traditions. Doesn't seem to make a difference. He just has bad prestige. Uh, it might come down to the prestige, guys, and then what can I do? I tried my hardest, but the point is, we PU'd Savoy, so I'm really looking forward to integrating him next episode and giving him all of Northern Italy. This is going to be a lot of dev we can give him immediately. I should give this to Brittany as well. Anyway, then of course gobbling up Italy, so that's really satisfying. And one thing we can do to make him Empire Government rank potentially is give him North Africa, Berber and Algeria. Share it with Ragusa and so on. But yeah, Tunis, Al-Chusa is up with Tunis, and that's something we can do. I also wish to go in against Russia and feed the Crimea, but the Crimea needs some time anyway to build some admin points. But that is a really good note to end the freaking episode. So we pretty much have to try to PU Greece by the end of the game, and we're done in that regard. That any kind of RNG elements. Otherwise, I'm going to try to resort to just old school subjects to do the trick. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next session.